Oh, no way. Baby Monster just turned into very creepy vampires under a blood moon. Scary. I edit music videos for artists like these guys, and this music video is hiding some of the smartest horror tricks I've ever seen. Today, we're breaking down the speed ramps, the jump cuts, the halftone. But at the end of the day, what does the blood moon actually represent to them? Let's find out. I'm the moon, but I'm tired and I'm bound on the loose. Interesting title. Oh my. The moon's red. I'm the moon, I'm the moon, I'm the moon, I'm the moon. I love the red light stream. Did she just murder somebody? She Oh, okay. It's just a red Solo cup, guys. I thought this was somebody's neck and their blood just spewing out. I was concerned. I thought this was about to be the most graphic music video I've ever seen from a K-pop artist. Back to the beginning, we have a blood red moon. Blood red moon. This is a nice opening. It really captures your attention. For some reason, I was really distracted by the title because it just kind of stayed up in the bottom. It was like a stylistic thing. But she wakes up in the coffin. And one of the best things you can do as an editor is cut to a shot where the eyes are closed. This is even a directing tip. The eyes are closed and then the eyes open, or your head is down and then you make eye contact with camera. That is one of the most satisfying things to see as a viewer. Lovely. So we have that red at the beginning. The aura is like a million right here, right off the bat. And then we zoom out and we realize, wait a second, where is she? What's going on? Blood red moon, a little scary. Oh, she's in a coffin and surrounded by creepy individuals. I'm into the story, what's happening? What are they doing there? Okay. They get electrocuted. Badly, but all the people surrounding her, they represent something very significant. Now, I believe that all of the background extras are kind of like the shadow side of Baby Monster's psyche, their doubts, or maybe like a past part of themselves. Now, the whole music video is about how they're saying that they're the moon, meaning they are shining bright in a dark place. And so all of these people, right when she gets resuscitated from the grave, literally, she gets up and all of her doubts just get absolutely obliterated. And then we just get this fire title card. It was just interesting that this little title stayed up for like, you know, a good 10 seconds. Now here, I have to also shout out the signs. I think the signs here are just incredible. The corner sign is on the corner. It just says corner a bunch of times. And we have barbecue and restaurants. Like the most generic signs you could possibly think of. I love it. And she's just walking down the street with a whip. Yeah, and I thought she murdered somebody, but apparently they're just doing a bullet time effect where everything is frozen except for our Baby Monster heroes are moving. Ooh. I like that. The crack of dawn, and she's like holding a whip. It makes you, it's like a little double meaning there. Excuse me. Iconic moonshot. So good. That's gotta hurt. What was that under the ground? If I'm just standing, you know, having a good time at a party and I see the ground just crumpling into trenches and mounds at a rapid pace, I'm out, bro. I'm not staying there. Now, when I'm editing like this, rough cuts can take days. Syncing the footage, creating a multicam, finding the story, cutting to the script. But with this new tool, everything changes. So the tool that we're using today is Selects. We're gonna use a real world example from my interview with John Irwin. All you have to do is drag your media, your footage, your audio right in here, drop the folder, and you're good to go. It named all the files and then it synced it automatically for me. This video is a podcast, so we're gonna select podcast, and all I have to do is type in the chat with normal language on the right side of the screen, whatever edit I want. The nice thing here now is it's asking me how long should the final cut be? How aggressively should we filter silence and be tightened? It's about 20 minutes. We have the claim, why House of David. I do want it to cut the angles just as a draft, so I'm gonna also have it do that. The first edit I got had some jump cuts, so I just asked it to remove the jump cuts by typing it in the chat, and it did it. Insane. And my favorite part is look how it's checkerboarded the audio. That is such a headache and takes so long to do, and it's automatically done for me. We just click continue in Premiere. We have the project open. We have those two sequences, topic string out, which is everything strung out. And we have also the topics and everything color labeled. It looks beautiful.
Now the whole point of this is to get to a rough cut. And normally to get to a rough cut, it's gonna take you days. And Select gets it done within a few minutes.
If you wanna watch the full process of how this tool works and how I create with it, I created a full video on it on my second channel. The link's in the description.
So the best thing about all this is that you can try this right now for free. And if you want to keep using it after 7 days, I got an amazing deal for you guys. You get it for 50% off only using the link in my description. So you can't find this anywhere else, just the link in my description, and you'll get this half off. Regardless, it's free to check out, so I highly encourage you to try it.
I don't know what this hand was here. I don't like that. What a fun lighting cue. I like that instead of just cutting to a red scene, we actually cue the lighting on, I believe it's a snare, right? Yeah, right on the snare. So it kind of sounds like somebody's flipping the light switch like a, and during that camera movement, we just go to the red scene. Very interesting. I came across a really interesting stat recently. Only 1 in 4 of you guys watching this right now are actually subscribed. So if you want like a really easy, free way to support the channel, just click that little button down there and you can become part of the elite 25% that watch this channel. Okay, I don't do this often, but sometimes there are cuts that just bother me. Sometimes they do, and this is one of them. I'm gonna point it out. Maybe, and this is all subjective, I could be completely wrong. This could just be me. But this little jump cut right here, you see that? There's this rule, essentially, an unspoken rule in cinema, which is broken all the time in music videos, and we'll even talk about that later, where you're supposed to have, I think it's called like a rule of 15, where you need to at least change the camera angle 15 degrees in any one direction. Baby, you light up my world like a firework. Or change 15 millimeters in focal length. I could be wrong about this rule, but that's kind of what I remember from film school. And we didn't change the angle, and we also didn't change the focal length. So we had this weird jump cut. Like the angle changed a little bit. The other thing that you could change is framing, which helps a lot. And the framing here is hard, like pretty much exactly the same. Like from here to here. Like this is just a weird edit. It's like a jump cut, and it's like kind of like a match cut, but it's also not. That's just my opinion. Oh dude, this is weird. It's freaking weird. I don't know what the frick they did here, but all of a sudden we go from 24 frames per second to 12 frames a second, which is kind of like an animation frame rate. So it's a little choppier. And then we get this like rotating camera move, and the camera move happens on every kick. Boom, 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 boom. It goes do, 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 do. It's kind of like the Matrix, where they have a row of cameras and they go frame by frame between all of them. Either they set up a bunch of cameras and actually did that, or they used VFX, or they used AI to make it happen. Now, the whole, like the dynamic range looks different. Their skin and everything kind of looks like lower resolution and plasticky, which kind of makes me think maybe they used AI to try to get this effect. But also maybe they didn't. I could be completely wrong. But that's a really cool effect. It's really cool. I've never seen anything like that. Crazy. Just changing the angle. Now that's great, bro. We went from normal lighting like this to that red lighting, and now we just went from the red lighting back to normal lighting, again, within a shot on the snare, not just cutting. Normally people would just cut and that's how they would change the lighting, but actually having a lighting cue happen within the frame is so much more satisfying. I love it. See, I don't like that. Anytime I see any kind of fingernail anything in a video, it's like literally fingernails on a chalkboard to me. Also, what a great frame for me to pause on.
Charismatic, energetic, it's a habit.
Woo! All right, now we're getting into the crazy editing techniques. Oh. This is just coming with like the most gangster rap ever, and I love it. I'm so here for it. Pretty sure this is Ruka. you know, all horrored up. And what we start to introduce here editing wise is a lot of jump cuts. Jump cuts never happen in real life. They're pretty much impossible. So they kind of feel wrong to you inherently. You'll see a jump cut and you're like, that's incorrect, because that can't happen in real life. Because of that, it kind of gives it this otherworldly feel. So right here, we have a jump cut from here to there. You see, it looks like she teleported. A huge part of that is the lighting as well, because the lighting was on her and then it was off her. So we have no idea where she is. And then we jump cut and then the lighting's off of her and then on her again. So it literally looks like she teleported up the stairs. Then as we keep going, oh dude, forgot the spin. Just a random like spin in post. You'll see in the rest of this verse, she's on the ceiling a lot. And so doing a spin just makes sense for her character.
She's done, she's done.
We have jump cuts and a lot of camera motion on the fill. I usually say put fast cuts on a fill. You could also do camera motion because it just creates a lot of energy, and fills need a lot of energy to go with them.
It's a habit.
So here's the fill. Now right there, we had a ton of jump cuts that also matched the camera movement, meaning we had a motion controlled camera. And what that is it's a camera move that you can repeat the exact same way because it's a robot, like a ton of times. So you just perform it, you know, 3 or 4 different times and you can jump cut them all together, but only the subject will move because the background always stays the same, because it's the same background, it's the same camera move every single time. So you just get this weird like jump cutty effect. Jump cuts and raps just go together perfectly. It's like peanut butter and jelly, because there's so much rhythm and so much just percussive and busyness that you feel like you need something more from the editing. And if you notice, also the jump cuts kind of match the rhythm of the vocals. If you watch it again, you'll see there's jump cuts on those beats. Sick. Now this is fire. Okay, that was a long shot. The thing that I love about this moment right here is we had a ton of jump cuts, just a lot of editing in the previous 8 bars. But now we go to just a really long shot where there's no editing. All we have is just like some sped up sections and then some slowed down sections. So I'm pretty sure it's just her, you know, twirling around the pole. Like not that way, but this way. You know what I mean? Anyway, she's spinning it around, it's sped up, and then there's certain times where she's like making impact with things where they slow it down. That's so sick. The rap is ba-da-da-da, 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 so it's like crazy fast. And so that justifies, like we have fast cutting, and then we need like a palette cleanser, right? So we'll get a palette cleanser right here with the spinning. So we have a long shot. Ooh, here's our palette cleanser. That feels nice. Then we're gonna go back and forth. Face-to-face meeting, crazy editing. It's fast on the ba-da-da-da, and then ba-da-da-da. On that duh, then we slow it down. So ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da. It looks like they're having like a little rap battle, honestly. We got a fang. She's like choking or something, and then we go inside of her mouth. I'm confused, honestly, what's happening here. If you guys can help me with an interpretation. I think this is maybe a mouth POV, but it looks like we're like through. Oh, no way. I think I'm finally getting it. I think she just got cooked. I don't know, like she's kind of given this like weird ceiling entity horror thing, and she's like acting like a villain. And I'm pretty sure she just literally took a bite out of her stomach, and we are now looking through her stomach. Or maybe potentially she got whipped through her stomach. I'm not sure, because later on we'll get a little clue here. The zooms. Oh, that's bad. The lyric here is talking about mirror, mirror. And so we have literally a mirror that we're looking into, but then also it looks like some kind of duplication. Okay. I love this horror editing technique. It is brilliant. When you think about horror tropes, sometimes you think about somebody looking at you and then like a... And it feels like that's what's happening here, but to us, like to our POV, You see what I mean? I think that's genius. That's so brilliant. So now I feel like I'm a part of this creepy horror world because of the camera POV that I've been given. And then we use the hand as a wipe to go to the next scene. Any kind of wipe in front of the camera, chef's kiss. Even earlier, you'll see that there were bats kind of flying in front of the camera. Creates a great transition every time. Hanging from the ceiling. Whip hand. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. If you see here, we have our red latex lady with a hole in her belly and Baby Monster's dancing in the hole with red outfits. I don't know what's happening here. I really don't. This kind of creeps me out, but I think that's what we were looking through previously. The whole point of the moon, they're saying I'm the moon, meaning I'm able to come into a dark place, into like a bad situation, and I'm able to shine bright and just dominate. I'm awesome. I'm the best. I'm the freaking moon. Then we also have Red Latex Lady, who is a villain that they are knocking out as well. So let me know, what do you think she represents? Is it just haters in general? That's kind of the classic K-pop villain in music videos. I love bullet time, and they were doing it a little bit earlier, but this requires so much VFX and just motion tracking. Essentially everything that you see that's frozen that they're flying through, it's all VFX, it's not real. You know, obviously the Baby Monster members are real, usually some of the set's real, but then they have to 3D map everything and then put digital elements in that and then track it perfectly. It's so cool. And this is one of the best ones I've seen. The little glass crack. Now this one impressed me like crazy too, because you can see her through this glass and it's very complicated, like all of the little angles of the glass and you know how it works. And this glass is clearly VFX, but you can still see her through the glass. Like some VFX artist was just flexing on this one. I love the tilt shifts too, and tilt shift is essentially artificial blurring on the corners of the screen. It's actually created by literally having the lens offset in a weird way, blurring on certain parts of the image. Oh, she's speedy. More bullet time. For some reason, we're gonna introduce halftone right here. Now, halftone is that magazine print type style where you see just a bunch of different dots. So if we look at this closely, you can see that every single thing is either white or black or red, and it's just made up of different densities of dots. That's pretty much it. So it has this like comic book newspaper type feel, and they're just flashing it on and off. Just gives this like grungy, like scrapbook gothic look that I love. Now this is also so good. I'm sorry, I keep pausing it. Every time they introduce something cool. First of all, just look at this image. Absolutely terrifying. Incredible. This kind of image is associated with 80s goth culture, and you take it by underexposing film, utilizing like a really hard flash and adding a ton of grain, and it kind of looks creepy. Like if we just look at these shots, they're kind of sped up as well, but it just looks so creepy. I wish there was more of this in this music video. I just love the aesthetic of it. Using it as fast cuts adds some nice texture. Okay, we have like a sped ramp building collapsing. And earlier they did show a building with Baby Monster on it. Maybe that is like the polished Baby Monster. Maybe that's the Baby Monster people expected in the past. And they're like, you know what? Maybe that was a dark era back then and you had all these expectations of us being nice and put together. Heck no, we're not doing that anymore. We're freaking creepy and grungy and we can do whatever we want. We're the freaking moon. You could also interpret the moon as, you know, like you shoot for the moon, like going for something ambitious. Then we also have the word moon in a bunch of different languages. Ooh! I love a good pose. Ooh, I like that. I like that. But what is happening? They're just beating each other up in the corner. Don't be like that. If you learned something, if you had fun, consider subscribing. Be part of the 25%, the 1 in 4 that do subscribe. It would mean the world to me. If you want more content like this, but not K-pop, check out my second channel. And join me as I travel across the world, finding really inspiring people on my channel, Jordan Calais. And if you want to learn to be a pro creative, I would love to coach you. DM me the word ready on Instagram and we can chat. God bless you.